on a whole different level than
Yes,
mine.
you got to do this. And I'm caffeine free right now.
Oh,
3, 2,
wow.
1. 4 time with Myriad. We are here with the 4th edition of the Myriad Intramural Open, I guess, weekly recap.
Yes.
And we are officially over. So, Coach Jared here with the commissioner.
Marta.
Yes. And we are going to hop in and give a little recap of just the Open as a whole, but also mostly the 25-point fun.
Yes.
Which actually is one of my favorite names of anything. So
Oh.
tell us what 25-point fun was, when it was, and how it was, and we'll dive in and break things down from there.
Okay, 25-point fun was our final intramural open workout, if you will. We held it last Saturday instead of our 9 a.m. CrossFit or 9:30 a.m. CrossFit class. And all the teams competed against one another.
Love
So
it.
instead of the other open workouts, which were individual competitions, you came together with your teammates and competed against one another in 4 different events on
Yes.
Saturday. And so teams could accumulate more points that day to then find out who the overall winner would be.
I feel like there was points just thrown out all over the place all throughout the morning, which was great because it gave a great opportunity for the green and blue to catch up to the black team.
Yes.
Because recapping going into it, the black team had a lead from week 1
Yeah.
all the way through until week 4.
They did.
Into the main event, which is 25-point fun.
They did. And it's more exciting when
It
it's
was,
more
yeah.
of like, a closer competition. So it wasn't hard to give out points.
So breaking down the day itself, the first event was a running workout called Bonded Run. So we had really long jump ropes that teams had to run around the building, the one city block,
Yes.
and then come in, do air squats, and then drop off a couple partners.
Yes.
And then I think 3 people then went out on the run.
Yeah, and they had to hold the rope the whole time.
Yeah, they had to hold the rope together so you could always only be as fast as your slowest person, which was the whole team aspect to it as well.
And then they came back and then they did air squats again, which the air squats were synchronized. So you had to go at the same time as your other teammates. One person couldn't be doing them super fast.
Yep.
And then they did one more run with only one person. So they could choose like their fastest person if they wanted to go run and hold the rope by themselves.
Which I always love to see the competitive side of people come out of, like, especially when it's just like you're solo and it's like let's do this.
I know.
So the winner of that one was the blue team.
It
which,
was the blue team, the
Strangely
heavy
enough,
lifters.
was my team.
Yeah,
so that
good
was cool.
job.
So we had a nice little comeback there. Then we went to workout number 2,
Yes.
which was cliffhanger. You want to share about that really quickly?
Yeah, so the cliffhanger, everybody got up on the rig and had to
Every single person there.
Every single person there got on the rig, had to do a dead hang for as long as they possibly could.
Yep.
Any position with the hands,
Under,
supinated, pronated,
yeah.
alternated,
Yeah.
whatever you wanted to do. But you had to be hanging there full body weight, just dropping from the rig, right?
Yep.
You couldn't have your feet on the rig or anything like that. And I think the longest hold I think was like 3 minutes and 10 seconds.
Somewhere in that range,
I
yeah.
believe. And there were 5 top finishers for each
Yep.
men's and women's
Yep.
for that one. And the overall winners for those was Jose held the longest for the men's.
Was it Jose? I thought it was Temi.
No, they were like at the very last second. Temi dropped down
Okay.
right before Jose.
Interesting. Cool.
Yeah.
I'm good with that because
Yeah.
Jose's on my team. So awesome.
Yes, I'm almost.
Now I feel like there's controversy.
Positive.
Someone hold us accountable to that. We'll see.
I
We're
don't
looking
know.
at
There's
Zoe
someone over here
too.
on the side who helped me remember this information.
I think it might have been Temi, but we'll figure it out as we go through.
Okay.
Either way, it was like very, very close.
It
Like
was very
within
close.
within seconds.
And I know with the women's, it was very, very close too. Kelly and Maria were the last 2 hanging on,
Got
and
it.
they dropped almost like back to back,
Yeah.
and Maria held on just like a second longer.
That was such a cool event, just because it's a lot about just like mental grit. Yeah, there's a lot, some strength, some grip, forearm. That's physical capacity that's there, but it's also kind of like who can like truly shut their brain off and put their brain in a completely different space, and then just like be able to just hang there. And I think there's also some strategy being there too. I went with an overhand grip.
Yeah.
And looking back on it, I think I might have gone with a mixed grip.
That's what I would have done.
But I didn't really think about it at the time when I jumped up. I was like,
jumped
oh,
up.
too late to change now. So, well, that was cool, and a lot of points were thrown out there. Then the
Yes.
third event was a relay. So
And it was a surprise event.
surprise event. Yeah, we threw in a little bit of a curveball that wasn't
Yeah.
necessarily on the agenda. It was on the agenda in my head, but wasn't necessarily going to shed on a piece of paper. But I thought it went off really well.
It did.
So we did a relay of the purple scooters. And
Yeah.
people had to learn, and it was a 10-lap relay. Each person had to sit their butt on a scooter and get pulled by their feet.
Yeah, which the scooters are the little, like, the ones from gym class,
Yeah.
you know, just for clarification, the little ones we have. They're squares, wheels on the bottom.
And I think the black team had a really good game plan going in that one because they had the poolers were the same couple of people, and they were just whipping their team around, which is, great strategy, great teamwork.
Yeah, that one was really fun because, yes, one person had to sit on the scooter, and you had to hold yourself on the scooter while your teammate pulled you by the feet, which is harder than
Very
you
hard.
might imagine on both ends.
You're like in a hollow position.
You are.
Yeah.
Like, when I demoed it, I did feel like I was holding, like, a hollow body position the whole time.
Yeah.
It sucked. And then if you pull them too hard, you might, like, whip them off.
Yep.
But there was hula hoops at one
Yeah.
end. You had to go all the way around. So sometimes people were, like, stepping in the hula hoops, and I was like, no.
Yeah.
You had to go all the
Commissioner.
way around.
Vicious.
Well, you can't cheat.
Black team won event 3. Then
Yes.
Event number 4 was the championship. So the way this worked
Yeah.
out was Marta added up all the points. And then we were able to then figure out who was seed number 3, seed number 2, seed number
Yeah.
1. And essentially number 2 and 3 played each other. It was a tournament for dodgeball, which we
Yeah.
haven't played dodgeball in a really long time. There's a backstory to that in the history of Myriad / Naptown of why we stopped playing. But we're bringing some dodgeball back. We've got the dodgeballs out now. And it was a very
fun.
safe. Yeah, it
I
was
was
very
jealous
safe.
I
It was
wasn't
fun. And actually, the blue team and the green team were number 2 and 3. And then the green
Yeah.
team had a huge upset because the way that worked was we allowed every team member to be out there, even if you only had 6 people on your team
You
or
did.
9 people on your team. You got every
So the
single
green team
member.
had 5
Mm-hmm.
players with them, and they played the blue team first. And I think blue team had like 7
Yep.
people.
7 or 8.
The green team won the first
Yeah,
round.
they beat us. Yeah.
They did. They did really awesome. They won the first round. But then the green team had to play the black team, and then the black team had 9 people, I think.
Yeah.
And it came down to, at one point, it was just Temmie versus, like, the entire black
For
team.
sure.
And he held on for a pretty long time. I was quite impressed.
Yeah.
He was dodging a lot of balls.
Yeah.
But then eventually, 9 versus 1.
So for the championship was
Black team came out on top. So
freedom,
good job, black
freedom
team.
to roam, right?
Freedom to roam. That's right.
Took it down.
Yeah, they did.
And also, with that being said, a lot of other pieces came into or were put into that puzzle. So we had points being for Horizon House.
Yeah, for who brought in the most donations for Horizon House, which black team also brought in the most donations. But everybody, like all the teams, brought in a ton of donations, which. If we could, I wish we could scan to the side. There's tons of donations to bring to Horizon House, which makes me super happy. So huge thanks to everyone who brought that stuff in. We'll be dropping it off to them this week.
Yeah, I love it. This is the first time we've ever done that for the Intramural Open, so kudos to you. I think you were the one who thought of that, or the team thought of that. Whoever thought of that, it was a great idea as an additional to where we're able to give back to somebody throughout the 4 weeks as well. And there's so much stuff here, so that was super cool for
Love that
all the members contributing in there. Other way to earn points was through Spirit Awards. There was one team specifically that just crushed the Spirit side.
Yeah, it was the green team.
Yes.
Absolutely crushed it on the Spirit side. So I was giving away points for best team name, best mascot, best donation box. Green took the sweep with that because Katie was the captain for the green team, and when she initially emailed me this is our team name and everything, she provided me with a team name, a team mascot, a co-mascot, a fan club name, a captain of the fan club.
Interesting.
They also had a team chant. I was very impressed.
Yeah.
And she organized shirts for the team.
That's crazy.
So several of them had these really cool green shirts that had Feed the Pythons, which was their team
Motto,
on the back, and it had and so the green team was wearing
Pythons
those on
being, I'm
Saturdays.
assuming, the guns, the arms, pythons, feed the pythons.
I don't know if it. You
I'm
know
assuming
what?
that's probably
You're
what it is.
probably
I
right
know.
because
That's
Katie's very witty.
It's a gym thing.
Okay.
So just filling you in.
Well, it was also very Monty Python inspired. Everything
okay.
was Monty Python.
Didn't
but
realize
now,
that. Okay. So maybe it's a combination.
Theater kids know that.
Yep.
So now I'm going to ask about that. But on the day off, they were all wearing their shirts. They were very spirited, so I really appreciated that. And they got lots of extra points for Team Spirit because they won those things, and I gave them 50 extra points because
Love it.
They deserved it.
So with that, final count. What was the final count? What was the final places for the teams?
Yeah.
So third place, final number.
place.
Did I miss anything else that we wanted to highlight from that?
No, that
Okay.
covers everything I wrote down.
So third place.
Third place was Tis But a Wad, the green team, with 442 points.
Okay. Second place.
And then we
Congrats,
had,
by the way.
Yeah, congratulations, Team Green. We had the blue team, the heavy lifters, with 478 points.
Okay. So that's kind of close.
It was pretty
between
close.
those two.
Mm-hmm. And then final count, we had black team, Freedom to Roam, with the winners, 517 points.
Congrats, black
Congrats.
team. I have lost. Not that it's all about me, but
Well,
my team lost.
Next year, there's
Yes,
always next year.
there
There's
is
always
always next year.
2026.
Yeah, so thank you all to taking part in that. Thank you for all the work behind the scenes. I don't think a lot of people realize that you're going in and literally looking at Chocolate Pro and looking at every single person saying to see who's saying, like,
Yeah.
yes, I wore my team colors. So a lot of effort on your part, so thank you for that. It is fun. So many people had a great time. A lot of feedback from people on Saturday. If you're still here with us, please, 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 please block 26-point fun on your calendar next year.
Yeah.
Like, it is a blast. We have a great time. All the workouts are meant to be fun, but have some exercising components to it. So, like, you could still come to the 8 a.m. class and then come to 26-point fun and have a good workout that day, and also create a lot of community or have a lot of community with your gym members. So,
Totally.
yeah, if you have any feedback for us on the Open itself, CrossFit Open, the Intramural Open, let us know. Anything you want to add?
No, just thanks for participating. I had a lot of fun.
Yes.
So,
Cool.
yeah.
That's a
Great.
wrap on the season.
Yay!